Hi, how are you? Today I wanted to talk about the events this week where the trade union movement have been attacked by trans activists for signing a letter in the Morning Star for supporting women and having a voice about the Gender Recognition Act, Self ID, women's services and women's spaces. What trans activists need to know and understand is life isn't all about them. It's just complete madness that they continue to sort of make everything about them. You know, it's sort of there's a wide range of people in this country. You know, all different groups, and they all have their own issues, and you can't keep on eroding their issues to make way for your issues. That's just complete bananas. You need to work together with all these groups, you know, to stop this from happening, to put laws in place, preventions in places and things like that. And the only way you do that is by being unionised and joined together. For you to keep on attack, you know, you're just going to drift further and further into alienation where everybody's getting sick of you. And you need to understand that we need to stand united in these times, in these dangerous times. We need to stand united. We need to get rid of the Tories, and the only way we're going to get rid of the Tories is by bringing class politics back and taking the identity politics out. Identity politics is nonsense. It's never done nothing for the working class, and it's not doing anything for us now. You know, all the Labour Party, the main opposition to the Tories, it's all taken over by identity politics. And no matter how much people go on about Jeremy Corbyn's going to be our saviour, he isn't, because the people behind him are the ones behind these identity politics, and this has got to stop. Trans activists, you need to stop. Women are our main allies in society. It's just like, you know, Britain turning round to American World War II and going, fuck you, because that's what we're doing to women. Well, you are, I'm not, because I support women having their spaces. I support women's concerns about the Gender Recognition Act. I think women's services are important to women and they must stop biologically women only. Same with the spaces. It's in 2018, it's safe for trans people to use male spaces. I use them all the time. Look at me, I'm quite feminine today. You know, going out and using male spaces, you know, and no one says anything, you know, it's all quite good, you know. Go to the pub. I was supposed to go to the pub to watch football today, but unfortunately Molly at the cash point cards, that's buggered that one up. But you know, reality is you do need to think about these things, and if you don't, it's not just going to be women who lose out, it's going to be everybody who loses out, because we're going to drift further and further right. And the Tories are already bad enough without having that Reece, whatever his name is, making things worse. Boris knobheads, like, you know, and we need to stop. We need to stop the madness. We need to all come together, and we need to listen to women. Well, you need to listen to women, and you know, when you talk about problems in the workplace and stuff like that, I go to work. I've got a nice pair of pink safety boots and some nice leggings, you know, and I show my legs off. And in the heat wave, I've been wearing like little thin, strappy tops and getting like a nice suntan, as you can see. You know, no white marks there, and it's in the workplace. It's quite fine, you know. This all the contracts, you know, when you look at job contracts, they've got transgender in the harassment policy. This, well, the harassment policy affects everybody. If someone's harassing you at work, you take it up with HR. And then the only solution for the company to move forward is for them to remove the perpetrator from the company, and that happens loads of times. You know, I've seen it happen loads of times. It may not always be trans issues. It might be sexist comments, homophobic comments. It might be just someone bullying, theft, whatever. You know, theft of someone's phone or something. You know, and that all comes under harassment. So you're perfectly supported in the workplace. Harassment covers that. I don't know what your problem is. I don't know why you keep on going on. The life is so bad. It isn't bad in the UK. 2018 in the UK is absolutely brilliant, really. Apart from obviously the cuts and what the Tories have done to the country, but that affects us all. It doesn't just affect trans people; it affects everybody. You know, when you talk about, you know, you're the group most affected by violence, that's absolutely nonsense. It's not a trans person being killed every 2 days in the UK like there are women. Are you aware that 75% of attacks on the Muslim community are against Muslim women? And there's quite a lot of attacks reported every year. Believe you me, it's there on the government website. You can just go and have a look. It isn't figures just pulled out the hat by radical feminists. This is what's actually being reported, and you can't keep on battering people for not totally agreeing with you all the time. And women, you know, even radical feminists support your rights. Support your rights in your own way, just to support the rights of everybody else. Our, you know, issues are different to that of biological women. You know, we're still male, really. I mean, let's be honest. You know, we still got 6,000, what is it, DNA elements, male DNA elements within our bodies, our bone structures, our strength, whatever. It don't matter what you say, you know, or do. You take as many hormones of the op, you're still physically male, and you can't keep on battering people with that, because people are getting sick of it now, and you know, we can't allow this to go on. You know, something's got to stop somewhere, isn't it? It's got to stop, and the time is now to stop. The time is now to start uniting with feminists, radical feminists. The time is now to start, you know, supporting and standing with other minority groups, and that's the only way forward. The united front. You know, that's what I'm in the union for. That's what I've been in a trade union since 1984. I saw how effective unions were in the 1984-1985 miners' strike, and I wanted to be part of that. I didn't want to ignore it, you know, and I wanted to be part of a united front in a workplace where we can challenge poor wages, where you can challenge conditions, right into the wider society where we're supporting everybody else as well. And I just wish you'd take note, and I really do, because this is so important. It's not just important to the trans community, it's important to women, it's important to other minority groups. It's even important to white working class males and females, you know, who you call cis. They get grief too. You know, there's lots of people living in this country in poverty, and it's not just trans people. There's a large proportion of society living, you know, in poverty. And when I talk about poverty, I'm talking about where they're living on, you know, sort of wages at £7.50 an hour, where they have to go to food banks. It isn't just trans people going to food banks. It isn't just trans people who can't get jobs. It isn't just trans people who get called names in society. Everybody gets the same grief. You know, we live in a time where we've allowed the Tories to completely ruin this country, and the only way forward is by uniting with everybody. And when I mean united, I mean standing together and not scratching people's backs with Stanley knives. Thank you.